All right, first time we connect the wireless router to the modem, we're going to have to go through a few things. Now, this is an Aris cable modem. You may either have a Motorola cable modem or an Aris, and this happens to be a telephone modem. So it has the telephone connection, Ethernet connection for the laptop, which is currently connected directly to the modem. And it has a cable line coming in, power cord. And since this is a telephone modem, it does have a backup battery pack, which is located in the bottom. Some modems may have that located in the side. Now, the first thing we're going to do is get the router out and set up so that we're ready to connect everything here. Now, most routers will come with a setup disk. We're going to put that aside for right now. And it'll have a power cord, which I'm going to put over here by the power strip. Generally, we recommend using a surge suppressor, anything with a surge suppressor in it for connecting electric components like the modem and the router. That's just to protect it in case of a power surge or storm. Now, initially there is likely to be tape over the Ethernet ports on the router, so we'll want to go ahead and take that off. Okay. And the router will come with an Ethernet cord as well. Now, the color of the cord is not important. Some routers will come with a specific color cord and have color identified components in the back. This one, it doesn't really matter so much. An Ethernet cord is going to work in any Ethernet port. Right now we do have the computer connected through the Ethernet. Notice the Ethernet does look like a phone cord, only it's a little thicker. So the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the Ethernet cord from the back of the modem. Notice the Ethernet does look like a phone cord, only it's a little thicker. And we also need to power down the modem. First time the modem is connected to a new device, it does have to power down and reset to recognize the device. So we're going to remove the power connection from the modem. And since this is a telephone modem, it does have a battery backup. That way, if you lose power, you can still use your phone service. So to turn the modem all the way off, there's a latch at the bottom of the modem. Some models of modem, the latch may be in the side of the modem. But there'll be a tag to pull the battery out. And once the battery is removed, all the lights will be off on the modem. So first thing we want to do then is we're going to restore power connection for the modem. So I'm going to replace the backup battery pack. I'll just slide right back in there. And then we're going to plug the power cord back in. Now at this point it's going to go through a startup sequence. What we need to do is watch for the first 4 lights on the modem to go to a solid color. First light is power, then we have DS, US, and online. Now what it's going to do is it'll start with a solid power light. The DS light will flash and then go solid. Then the US will flash and go solid. And the online will flash and go solid. At which point it'll go on to the flashing telephone 1 and telephone 2. But once we have the solid online light, the modem is ready for the router to be connected. Now initially the link light will be off until we turn the router on. It will go through a flashing sequence with the telephony 1, telephony 2, but once we get the first 4 lights solid, then we can connect the power for the router. Plug the power cord into the router, and plug that into the surge suppressor, at which point on your modem, the link light should begin to flash. Now, the router itself will go through a startup sequence as well. What we're looking for, the power light should turn solid, the internet light will start to flash, and then there will be a wireless light that will start with a slow, steady flash because we're not connected to the wireless yet. And when we connect the computer, one of the numbered ports in the front will turn green and start to flash as well. And should be ready now to connect the computer. Now the router will have 4 ports in the back for computer connection, labeled 1 through 4. It does not matter which port you connect to. We're going to connect our computer into the back of the router. Okay, and now that we are connected to the router, the number 1 light should be green and flashing on the front of the router as well. In the next segment, we will cover running the startup disk for the router to set up the security and establish the wireless connection for the computer for the first time. All right, if you have any questions or concerns about this process, you can contact us at 419-724-9800, and we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.